So it is a risk-taking existence that's appointed to. And so because it's a risk-taking existence, and even today it's a risk-taking existence, we're going to push the envelope even a little further today to such terrorizing things such as fear, trauma, and hell. Okay? So, and we're going to see hell from a joyous perspective today. So the joy of hell, the ecstasy of hell. Okay, so now we're going to go into, I would call this like, it reminds me of a jagged little pill, but Alanis Morissette, but it's like a jagged blackness. Okay? Jagged black. And the thing about this is when a person starts, I always think it's such a good sign when a person says to me, I never realized how much I'm always fearful. I never realized, I am just a mess. I am just fearful all the time. I'm having panic attacks. Now, if you had panic attacks, they're not pretty. But I think wonderful. Good news. Come on in. Because, you see, with panic attacks, what's happened is, the abyss is showing up in your life. And that means everything's being deconstructed. And now you're in the swamp because your little ego is trying to survive and the abyss of existence is showing up all over the place. So that's a wonderful opportunity. You see, sometimes, we won't surrender until sort of surrender is forced upon us. And that's a beautiful thing about a panic attack. It's so bad because you lost your functioning. You see, you can't even pull off your normal nice person functioning and make little speeches and look at everybody. Because, you see, it doesn't work anymore. The way you manage all your relationships, and I'll scratch your ego, you scratch my ego, everything goes along, blah, blah. It doesn't work. And you're in the actual abyss. So, we have to be willing to work on fear and trauma. And with fear, I always liked what Adi Shanti had a nice little discourse on that, was wonderful. And that is, the day you realize there's nothing you can do about fear. Because you see, anything that we do to manage fear tends to keep it more in motion. And so, for example, say we're going to be talking on TV later on today. They thought you were so wonderful they want to interview you on the national news. We'll start grabbing onto and try to make it okay now. But can we make it something okay now that's going to happen at 6 o'clock tonight? No. Can we make it psychologically okay? No, we can't actually in this moment make a future moment secure. But we still try hard, and our mind will come up with a little strategy. Oh, deep breathing, and you try a few deep breaths, and it goes pretty well until you get there. And then you go, whoa, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Or we have a little CBT strategies, distortions, blah, blah, little non-dual sayings. We try to surrender. And then the day we realize one has to embrace the wisdom of insecurity. Nothing can be done. In this moment, we can't psychologically make the next moment secure. So all we can do is do nothing. And it's a release. Nothing to do. So nothing can be done. And so we relax. We give up all our strategies. Nothing can be done. And in the moment when it happens, we surrender in that moment. Because even in this moment, nothing can be done. So there's a letting go of all this striving and managing of fear. And we just realize fear is just energy. And with no judgment, it's just energy. And as Christian Murray would say, we realize it's okay. It's like fear is like a snake in the room. I can remember having I won't get into the long story, but I have a bad record with having to do eulogies at funerals. And what happened is, a couple of years ago, for example, one of our ex-master students died. I hadn't seen him for 5 years. And I said, God, I'm okay then. It's in another city. I don't have to have anything to do with the situation. I can just ride it out. And then, of course, about 2 hours later, I got a phone call from his wife saying he's asked you to do the eulogy at the funeral. And he was a popular person in town, and so you go there, and there's like 300 people there. But there's nothing can be done. Make a few notes, nothing can be done. And just surrender, nothing can be done. Even if it's something like a eulogy, nothing can be done.